I founded Latino U College Access in 2012 out of a commitment and passion to address educational inequity. I recognized that there were so many talented students who were first generation in their families to go to college right here in Westchester County that were unable to fulfill their potential, not because of their abilities or their talents, but because of the lack of resources, knowledge, and information that it requires to successfully maneuver the college admissions and enrollment process. And while I do believe that potential is universal amongst all children, opportunity is not. And that often where you end up, where you go to college, or what you choose to do after school is driven more by your parents' education and income level than by your own capabilities. And what I recognized was that there were many talented, low-income, first-gen Latino youth who had this potential, but were floundering through the process. This organization really started at my kitchen table, really driven by the desire to help students with the college admissions process by providing culturally relevant, bilingual support to them and their parents. As we reached out to corporate representatives, often through introductions that were made by our board of directors, corporate representatives recognized the work that we were doing and how important it was for them to get to know our scholars, for them to introduce students, particularly first-generation Latino youth, to their own industries, their own businesses, seeing the incredible potential for workforce talent that was available. Corporations are also incredible partners in providing volunteer engagement and volunteer support to our programs, as well as being mentors and advisors on everything from resume editing to career guidance for the students in this program. Our scholars remain in our program for 6 years, beginning in their junior year of high school, all the way through the 4 years of college completion. And so this 6-year program ensures that they receive support not only in enrolling, but also transitioning to college, staying in college, and graduating career ready.
You know, when I joined the organization, we were talking about scale, but we were limited to what we could actually do in person and with our in-person volunteers. What the pandemic allowed us to do was to try a few different pilots to see how could this model work virtually. How could we engage more volunteers that perhaps couldn't get to Westchester, but would happily jump on a Zoom call with their student. We reached families in ways that we hadn't before. Sometimes life gets in the way and families could not get to our office for events or sessions, but virtually they were all able to join after work or in the early evenings. So that gave us greater access. I think also training. We were able to do so many things and educate the students and the volunteers in ways that would have never been able to happen so seamlessly. What we learned is that we can continue to do that. So pandemic or not, there's definitely things that we're going to keep doing virtually because it allows us to be more efficient, it allows us to be more productive, and it's actually more cost effective. The short-term vision is to expand our presence here in Westchester County. So today we're in 4 of the top 7 high Hispanic serving school districts. Our vision is we want to be in all 7. So that's the short-term goal, is continue to expand our scholars program to be able to support more students locally. At the medium term is expanding perhaps outside of Westchester County, within driving distance, but ultimately we've now discovered that we know what we can do and we can do it virtually. So our college scholars are all over the country, so that part of our work, the college success, we know we can continue to scale, and it's how do we get more students into the college access and success programs. So thanks to Shirley and her amazing efforts in the early years, I'm sure there were times where the school districts were not interested in hearing about us, but now we've got the results. We have a proven model. 99% of our scholars graduate within 4 to 6 years of enrolling in college. 56% of them pursue STEM. So the schools know that our model's working. We're exposing students to more schools. Students are enrolling in schools that most of the they didn't realize could be possible. So just this year alone, we have new students enrolling in schools like George Washington University, Johns Hopkins University. We'll have our first 2 scholars attending this year, Villanova University. So names that perhaps were not even on the list. So the school districts, we're really thankful for the partnerships that we have with our existing schools, and they are actually helping spread the word as well. So recently we had Peekskill come into the fold, and it was because they heard about what we were doing in places like Ossining, Sleepy Hollow, and White Plains. So we're getting to be a household name, and we're confident that we're going to be able to support more students as the time goes by.